All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani, Andrew Fillipponi with you tonight. Real quick, Andrew, when I get to the Pirates, they lost a tough game today, although they made 4 errors. And you think normally when you make 4 errors, you're not in a position to win a game, but they were. My curious thought was, all right, Francisco Liriano came in and pitched well for 2 innings, but the leadoff batter in the 8th with Eric Thames, who's a left-hand hitter and a pretty good one, somebody who's been hot too. I thought going into that they would let him in there to start that inning and then go to Kyle Crick, but apparently Clint Hurdle doesn't like that. He'd rather give a clean start to a reliever. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't.
Or do you think it should have gone with?
No, I would have gone with Liriano. I know that they have an idea that the setup man starts a clean 8th and the closer gets a clean 9th, but Eric Thames was the guy that killed you yesterday on Saturday. So I would have gone with Liriano, who got you out of that bases-loaded jam the inning before, or 2 innings before, and I would have given him the opportunity to go left on left. And maybe at that point, Bob, you force Craig Counsell's hand and he takes Thames out of the game and puts somebody else in a pitch hit situation, which I think is even better, because then if that happens, you can bring Crick in and he can go right on right. So I would have left Liriano in and forced Milwaukee to make a move. I thought that was a miscue on Hurdle's part. Overall, I think Hurdle's been better lately. Look at the Houston series, for example. But today, I thought that was a blunder.
So the Pirates come home. They'll take on the Cubs for 4 and then the Brewers for 3. The Pirates have one of the worst records in the National League at home. That needs to start changing for them to make up ground here. And they're only 5 out still. Andrew, we'll get more about whether they should sell or buy eventually, because that's a fluid situation. But we have a lot of callers. Let's get right to them. Herbert in Dormont, you're first. What's up, Herbert? How are you?
Oh, yeah, fantastic, Bob. You know, I'm watching the show tonight. I can't believe how tan you are. Were you at Miami?
No, it's makeup, man. That's what it is. I put too much on. There's no one here but me to do it, so it's like Tammy Faye Baker. But go ahead.
It's amazing. I've been watching you for 20 years. You do not age, you know?
Well, I do, but thank you.
I've been watching you for 10, Bob, and I agree.
What's on your mind?
One of the best-looking Pittsburgh men.
All right.
And I'm not, you know.
We're not here to talk. What's on your mind?
Well, you are. You're good-looking.
Okay.
You know,
you have a
and
question?
I don't think you're very humble, but at the same time, you're an inspiration to a lot of us.
Well, Herbert, I appreciate it. What's on your mind?
That's about it.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Pete in Squirrel Hill. I do appreciate that, Herbert, but thank you. Pete, what's up?
Bob, you know what? I can never follow that up. It's coming down to inflate your ego, my man. Hey, Bob, about 2 things, okay? Number one, Damian Lillard signed a 4-year max extension contract tonight for $198 million.
Right.
What is going on? He's a great player, Bob, but that's outrageous.
No,
but about the Pirates in the games the last 2 nights, I've been hearing Joe Block talking all year about their dedication in spring training to improving defensively. Bob, 7 errors in 2 games, and now they're second worst defensive team in the National League again. Thank you.
All right. Andrew.
Well, the catcher made a mess of this game. I mean, Diaz has been, I think, a nice stopgap and has even maybe inserted himself now as a starter in Cervelli's absence. But he's got to make that play at home plate at the beginning of the game. Goes off his glove. There's a catcher's interference. There's a pass ball. So he had a miserable afternoon. Let's call it what it is, Bob. They are defensively in the infield. They're not very good. There's not a Gold Glover in the bunch. Josh Bell should probably be a DH. I don't know what Adam Frazier is. Kevin Newman is in the lineup for his bat, and Kyle Moran is no range. So they're a team that's got a hit. And honestly, in June they did as a team, Bob.
290 batting average.
290 batting average, which is insane as a team, because that includes the pitcher spots too, that they hit almost 300.
Pretty good. Now, you wondered also about Damian Lillard. He's worth it. The way the rules are in basketball, everyone gets those max contracts if you stay with your current team. I was surprised that Kevin Durant decided to leave Golden State. He goes to Brooklyn along with Kyrie Irving.
I wasn't
so sure
surprised by that.
You weren't. I thought he might go to the Clippers.
Okay, I was not surprised that he left Golden State, because I think Bridges got burnt there. There were hurt feelings from what happened in the playoffs with his injury. There's only 12 men, so when you've got a growing salary cap because of the money that comes in from television contracts, that's how you get players like Damian Lillard making close to $50 million a year. There's not a 53-man roster like you have in football, or 25 like baseball.
All right, let's go to Jim in New Bethlehem. Jim, welcome to the Sports Call. How are you?
Fine, Bob. Thank you. My question is for Andrew.
Yo, go ahead.
I'm sorry I missed. You went on to explain, but he had mentioned that they needed to get rid of Phil Kessel, and of course I was a Phil Kessel man, and I was wondering as to why we needed to get rid of Phil.
Because if not Kessel, then who?
Well, he's no longer there.
Right? I mean, you were not going to bring the 2019 Penguins back in 2020. And Jim Rutherford talked about having a cultural change. He thought too many players who had won Stanley Cups kind of got content or were satisfied with their accomplishments. And it, didn't take a detective to figure out that he was identifying Phil Kessel when he traded him to Minnesota and had to take the deal back.
But beyond
Kessel
that, he just didn't
nixed
get
it.
along with Mike Sullivan. That's been
Right.
a narrative that's gone on for a while, and that made it easier. It also leads to the next question, Andrew, and we'll discuss it on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown tonight, 11:35 KDKA. What do they do with Mike Sullivan? He's due. If he doesn't get a deal, he's a lame duck. That is 1 year left on a contract, and it's dangerous because he could pull a Barry Trotz.
And I'd be okay with that. I think they will give him an extension, but I would not do that. We've seen too many teams replace coaches mid-season and win Stanley Cups. Craig Berube in St. Louis. Of course, Mike Sullivan replaced Mike Johnston and won back-to-back Stanley Cups. How about what Coach Sutter did? Daryl Sutter in L.A. replaced a coach mid-season and won 2 Stanley Cups there. So I don't believe any head coach in hockey should have a lot of job security. We're not talking about Bill Belichick. We're not talking about Greg Popovich. You go year to year, month to month in the NHL, and if the Penguins get off to a bad start, 20, 30 games in, Bob, I wouldn't want to have Mike Sullivan sitting on a 3-year, 4-year deal. Sorry.
Great. Steve in Johnstown, you're next up on the Sports Call. Welcome, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, Bob, for taking my call.
Sure.
I just want to ask you and Andrew a question about the Major League Baseball, and why are they putting these baseball games overseas in England, which are played 9, 10 in the morning? The ratings are down, TV ratings. The attendance is down. You're watching games early in the morning. I don't understand why they're doing this.
Because they're naive, Bob. They think that they're going to sell baseball to Europe. They think that they're going to build their brand and they're going to bring in fans internationally in places that aren't into baseball. But I don't buy it, do you? I mean, I don't think people that are in Frankfurt, Germany are now going to be into baseball because we put 2 games in London. Heck, I don't even know if sports fans in England care that the Red Sox and Yankees were there this week.
Just as I do with the NFL, I think their wish is to maybe have a team there, which I think is almost impossible to do. They keep going back every year, and next year they announced today baseball would have the Cubs and Cardinals. First of all, you can get nice crowds, you can sell merchandise if that's what you're up to. But as far as making it interest so that you watch over there what's going on over here, I don't think it's.
But to the viewer's point, at least football in this country is king and is almost, can it get any more popular than it already is? Bob, you see the local television ratings, they're through the roof for football games. That's not true for baseball. So what I don't get is you're number 2 right now in America. What makes you think you're going to go to Europe now and put your flag in the ground there and turn people in places like France and Germany and Italy into baseball fans? I just don't think it's going to happen. If you put the 2 best cricket clubs in Washington, D.C. next week, are you going to watch it because it's here? No. Well, you stay up late and watch things, but still probably not.
That would be a hard one for me to watch. And it doesn't help to have 4 hour, 43 minutes, followed by 4 hours and 24 minutes, 9-inning game. We got to take a break, come back with more calls right here. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, 7 nights a week on Pittsburgh CW.